Get ready for spine-tingling encounters that defy explanation. You are about to witness the full image of this family's hauntings. It is about a demon that is found in an attic.
Get down! Get down!
Put something around my neck.
I'm so scared.
You're about to witness the real footage of the San Pedro hauntings. Take a seat because this story is crazy, and it's about a demon that resides in an attic. This is definitely one of the craziest stories I've covered. We have Jackie. She's a single mother that just rented out a new house. She is 23 years old and she has a 2-year-old son. By the way, it is the year 1988. This is where the story gets bizarre. Orbs of light start wandering around her house. And these orbs you can see with your bare eyes. This is not just a camera phenomenon. They are floating around her house and they are following them and taking pictures of them. Things being misplaced and turned upside down. Bed sheets being mysteriously burned. Footsteps constantly sprinting up and down the attic. Doors opening and shutting, intense episodes of sleep paralysis, and constantly being shoved. When Jackie recounts these memories, it is not something that is easy for her to talk about. She was genuinely traumatized.
There's something that's in the house that actually was there before you came, so it's not your house, it's their territory, not yours. So you're the intruder. That's how I felt. I felt like I was the intruder.
At this point, Jackie is just done. She's freaking out. It always feels like something is watching her. She decides to invite her ex-husband over for support. He stops by, and he would say that truthfully, he just thought Jackie was trying to get attention. So, making an effort to figure out what is in the house, he challenges it.
If you are here, let's see.
Show yourself.
Of course, nothing happened. And he's like, see, I told you. But then he leaves, and Jackie goes in the closet. Written hundreds and hundreds of times is Jackie's ex-husband's name. Out. Every A in blue and every L in red. The challenge has been answered. With nowhere else to turn, Jackie calls a paranormal investigation crew. Keep in mind, it is 1988, so they have these huge cameras. It's like holding an RPG on your shoulder.
All of a sudden, the light goes off.
Right during the interview.
Immediately after they get there, the mayhem starts, and hearing footsteps coming from the ceiling, they decide to investigate the attic. Listen to this recording.
He's walking back and forth up there. It is walking, definitely.
Yes.
Quiet, everyone. Shh, quiet.
No one is up there, yet they can hear footsteps running back and forth. So at this time, one of the investigators decides to go up with his camera. He snaps 1, 2, and on the third, his camera is ripped out of his hands. The lens is thrown on one side of the attic and the camera on the other. At this point, they're like, this is way too much to handle, we need to leave. It was only until later that night when they received a desperate voicemail that they decided that they should come back and check the house one more time. This is a mistake that they would never forget. Trigger warning, because the footage you're about to see is disturbing. When the investigators arrive back at the house, 2 of them decide to go back into the attic, Jeff and Barry. At this point, they're just trying to figure out what is going on and they just want to help Jackie. They cautiously pull themselves through the tiny hole, and immediately, once inside, they both feel like they're being watched. Jeff was just carrying a flashlight, although Barry had his camera. And just as soon as they got in, Barry heard Jeff scream. It is then when he turned around to see what happened, but it was extremely dark. The only thing he could make out was Jeff's shirt, and he noticed that Jeff was pressed up against the rafters at a 45-degree angle, his head pulled flush against the wall. The only source of light Barry had was the flash on his camera, so he began to snap pictures. This is what he captured. A piece of clothing line had been wrapped around Jeff, and then something lifted him and attached him to a nail on the rafter. Barry had to fight to get him down. Here's the video following the incident.
Come on down, Jeff. What happened? Put something around my neck.
Look at his. Oh shit.
Oh my God.
Jeff, please get down.
I gotta get out of here.
Whoa.
It's definitely raising me up.
Jeff. Kiss the mic. Kiss the mic. Jeff, here you go, buddy. Here you go. Here you go. What the hell happened? Are you okay, buddy?
Shit.
God. Look at his neck. Chef, come on. What's behind your neck?
I don't know what's on my neck.
Like a noose.
Come on down.
A piece of rope.
Oh, shit.
Gary, get down out of there, buddy. Turn the camera.
Jeff, are you okay?
Jeff,
I'm fine.
Jeff, tell me what happened, buddy.
Well, I don't know, Gary. I told Gary that there was nothing happening up there, and he turned around and came. He was coming this way. All of a sudden, I feel this thing around my neck, and it's got me hanging, and it's pulling on my leg.
You were hanging?
Yeah, I was hanging. Gary had to bring me down.
I really wanted to fit everything in this one video, but it's getting pretty long now. And I mean, just look at his face. This is a man that has just been traumatized. So yeah, comment for part 2 and I will get that out.
This man reports about this doll and the fact that it can move on its own. So he sets a recorder on it and leaves the room.
5-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they take a bath here, and they like Justin Bieber, and he uses the bath as a swimming pool. However, my daughters have been telling me that he moves by himself. They've told me this enough times that I'm gonna do an experiment and see if this is true. Last night my daughter was taking a bath in here, well, she was waiting to take a bath. I was filling up bath with water, and she started screaming, saying Justin Bieber was moving. So I'm going to do an experiment. Recreate the event. Placing Justin Bieber, as you can see, he's a normal Justin Bieber. There's nothing funny. There's no attachments. There's nothing. There's nothing hidden in the bathtub. Normal bathtub actually needs to be cleaned a little bit. Bathroom, normal bathroom, nothing funky going on here. What I'm going to do is put Justin Bieber down. My daughter's getting ready for bath, they're using the toilet or whatever. Put Justin Bieber down where he likes to be. Turn the water, get his bath ready. Just like last night. I'm going to put the camera down and try to get Justin Bieber in focus. I can't see him there. Put this camera here. Oops. Let's see if we get any weird Justin Bieber possession activity. I'm gonna leave the room, close the door. Never happened to me with seeing presents, so we shall see in just a breath whether my daughter's spelling me or not. Alright, I'll close the door and leave it a couple minutes to film, see if Justin Bieber moves.
This is reported to be this man's last video. He went exploring in a cave he had reported to be spooky and calling unto him. He found the entrance, and this was the last ever heard of him. Watch this video.
And something about that cave just spooked me out.
This man had a very unsettling disappearance. His name is Kenny Beach, and you're about to see his last video. He was looking for a cave that he said was shaped like an M.
It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M.
Kenny began to enter the cave when his body started to vibrate. He then suddenly was filled with a sense of doom and dread. He could feel that his life was in danger, so he decided to leave.
And something about that cave just spooked me out of all the caves I've ever gone in.
Kenny was a very avid hiker and he loved to explore, so his curiosity was killing him. He knew that he had to get back to that cave and explore it. He was desperate to learn what was inside and what had terrified him so deeply. A very strange part of this story comes from a common thread. Kenny was talking about how he was going to go back to find this cave when someone commented. They said, if you find the entrance, do not enter. You will never get back out. So Kenny asked, what makes you say that? The commenter disappeared and his channel was wiped off of YouTube. Kenny grabs his pistol, loads up, and goes to find the entrance of the cave. Although this is the last time he would ever be seen.
And I'm looking for a cave that I found, and I didn't have a sidearm when I was here before. And something about that cave just spooked me out of all the caves I've ever gone in. This one just made my body vibrate. The closer I got to it, the crazier my body felt, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna go in there right now, but I'm coming back someday. I don't know if there's gonna be anything to it, but it might be interesting. It's shaped like a big M. It's a big cave that looks just like a gigantic M. and it's about as tall as I am and kind of narrow, and it's stuck on the side of a mountain. I'm going in there. I'm gonna put on my light and take my gun out and walk in there, see if I find anything. We'll see.
There was a huge search party for Kenny, and it wasn't until a week later that they found his camera lying just outside of a mine shaft. The strange part is, his body was nowhere to be found, and there were no tracks inside of the mine. It's as if his camera had been placed there. The story gets even stranger when you take into account that this is right by Area 51. And his body beginning to vibrate sounds like something that the military uses called an access denial system. It's basically like microwaving your body, and it would start to vibrate and it would freak you out. And they use this to prevent people from entering places. Since this is right by Area 51, it almost seems like he accidentally found an entrance to something. The mystery has never been solved, so let me know what you guys think. And rest in peace to Kenny.
Apparently, ghosts like the sound of music. As you can see, this dismembered ghost's head is staring at these guys playing in the band. This guy's dog sees something in the dark he doesn't see, which makes it frantic, but he soon sees it too and knows why.
What's the matter with you?
Stay fearless, and we'll see you in the next creepy compilation.